You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, General Hospital fans, I've got your full roster of weekly spoilers from Monday, November 11th, all the way through Friday, November 15th. We've got so much to talk about. Anna is accusing Jason, and Lucky gets some shocking news. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. Let's dive right in with the action starting on Monday, November 11th, which is season 62, episode 48. So Diane goes to find Alexis, and she's telling her, if you don't do this, there may not be anything left of you. And I wonder if she's getting some advice on, how to process the grief, or if this is about her wanting to raise her grandkids. And I did a standalone video about this. I'm going to try to remember to put it at the very end of this video, because I absolutely think that Alexis should get both those kids. I don't think Drew or Jason, either one, needs to get them. I don't think they're making good choices, and I don't think they will ever put those kids first. We'll see. Kristina is pleading with someone on Monday, and Felicia encourages Sasha to give her mom, Holly, another chance before it's too late. I think Sasha should give her mom a one-way ticket out of town. Robert is considering a matter of the heart. There was a spoiler that was supposed to be for Friday, and it never manifested, so I actually think it might be for Monday, and they just gave it out wrong, and it said, like, Holly's rejected. Robert needs to reject her. He needs to stick with Diane, just in my humble opinion. And Mac shows up to see his big brother and demands to know what Holly has dragged Robert into this time. That whole bombing and kidnapping situation. Drew checks in on Willow, and she is not happy to see him. She does not want him around. She said she thought they were on the same page. She just needs that distance. But now that they did the deed, I don't think he's going to give it to her. Anna demands answers from Jason. She wants to know how long he has been lying to her. And I don't know if this is about the whole Sonny fencing Holly's diamond thing. And I do think Rick was really onto something when he was confronting Anna about those PI photos of what was happening in the room with Kristina and Ava. I know people are very divided on this. I personally don't think she grabbed her. I think she laid her hand on her. Like, she didn't have her, it wasn't a grip. She wasn't hurting her. She was more like trying to calm her down. I think Kristina had an extreme volatile reaction to being touched, because Kristina is pretty extra all the time. Like, for instance, her extreme reaction to Sam dying, where she feels personally that God is doing this to her. I would think that, maybe it would be more about Sam's children or Sam herself, but Kristina likes to make everything about her. That's just my opinion. So, we'll see how that goes. Holly goes to Jack Brennan's office and says she is there to get what she's owed. What is that about? That's pretty interesting. And Jack is telling someone that there's one thing he can do for them. And is that a conversation with Holly? And why is Holly having that conversation with Brennan? Because she didn't even seem to know him when he showed up at her hotel room when all this stuff came down, and she handed over the diamonds. I assume they really did hand over the diamonds. I don't know. And Natalia warns someone that she is in trouble, and maybe it's her calling Sonny to give him a message about Kristina. We'll see. Tuesday, November 12th, season 62, episode 49. Lucky gets some stunning news about Lulu. Laura is there for it as well. And she is definitely going to be waking up soon. And Holly asks something of Anna. Elizabeth is there to encourage Jason. Maybe it's about him stepping up as a single dad. He's not been making good choices, I really had high hopes for him when he made sure that Danny and Scout, were busy doing something else while Sam was while they were, trying to revive her. And then when he broke the news to them in such a sensitive way, I'm like, okay, Jason's going to really do this. And then he just bailed to go get in this life or death mess with Sidwell with absolutely no thought to the fact that he could die and leave Danny an orphan. I think it was just terrible. Terrible. That's what that video is that I'm going to link at the end. Trina makes a good first impression. Maybe this is about her new love interest, Kai, played by Jens Astrup. He is supposed to debut in November Sweeps. We don't have an official date yet. Maybe it's next week. They're going to meet at Port Charles University. Wednesday, November 13th, episode 50 of season 62. Drew is going to find out if he won his election. If he wins, that would be the perfect time for Michael to, reveal that sex scandal and get him unelected. If he feels like doing it, we'll see. Natalia is feeling remorseful. I still don't like her. She can go. Again, my humble opinion. Jason has a heartfelt chat with Spinelli, and I wonder if it's about parenting because, the jackal is a great parent. Maxie confronts Nina, and Lois is suspicious. Thursday, November 14th, episode 51 of the current season, Trina catches up with TJ. I always enjoy their conversations. And Rick is pressing Ava. He is really challenging her. And I don't know if it's about the custody case, if it's about the upcoming criminal case. He already went to Anna and he was trying to get her to drop the case. I do agree that it's pretty sketchy that, the victim's brother was there and doing the interviewing. That's definitely a conflict of interest. And then Jason showed up with those photos that, Ava's baby daddy had a PI taking. Because the question is the integrity of the photos, the chain of evidence, they didn't come from a police source. Are there other photos that they weren't shown? Things like that. Did they pick and choose photos and it's not the whole breadth of everything. So we'll see. We'll see. I also think it's interesting that, of course, Ava has a crush on Rick. I think they would actually be a good couple because they're both, ultimately pretty sketch people. Alexis has a warning for Kristina. I wonder if it's about the criminal case, which is still going to be happening. And with Kristina absolutely, devastated by grief, it's the worst possible time for her to be on the witness stand because there's no way she can hold it together. And Rick has to know that. Jason completely loses it on Thursday and he's been holding it together. So maybe he's just going to break down with grief. Michael has a serious chat with Willow and he opens up. I wonder if he is going to give her a chance to come clean about what she did with Drew because he also cheated. He has all the information. He's the only one in this situation that has all the info. And I wonder if he's going to give her a chance. And if she doesn't come clean, then he's like, okay, I'm going to blow this up, Friday, November 15th, episode 52 of season 62. Anna confides in Felicia, and Jason is refusing to answer Carly's questions. That is very interesting. They are having a conversation in his room up above Bobby's diner. There's no room for his kid there. Is he planning to get a house? Step up? I don't know. She looks like she is probably dressed for Sam's funeral. She's in a black outfit that's pretty unusual for how she would ordinarily be dressed. So I feel like the funeral is probably we're gonna see preparations, but it's probably gonna start maybe the following week on the 18th. We'll see. Elizabeth opens up to her old friend Terry Randolph, and she is really venting about something. And Rick gets a new client. I have got all my fingers crossed that Alexis is going to sue for custody of the kids and take Drew and Jason to court. We'll see. We'll see.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.